everybody! We're back to recommend more suggestions for books that you can get with your Carmel Clay Public Library card. I'm Catherine, and I'm joined today by 4 of our fabulous children's librarians, Beth, Alyssa, Hannah, and Holly. And we're going to share some great family read-aloud titles for families with children of all ages. Beth, why don't you go ahead and get us started today?
Okay. Hi. I am going to tell you about a book today that's actually for a little bit older readers or precocious ones. It is The Willoughbys by Lois Lowry, and it is perfect for kids who like the Roald Dahl books, especially Matilda, other books by Lemony Snicket. It is full of quirky characters, outlandish adventures, and over-the-top fancy words that are going to really stretch your vocabulary without you even realizing it. The story follows 4 children in an old-fashioned family. The oldest is Timothy, who is 12, and he's super bossy. Twins, Barnaby and Barnaby, yes, they have the same name, and their little sister, Jane. So very early on in the story, you get the sense that the parents don't care much about their kids. Kids are not huge fans of their parents. The kids learn early on that the parents have made this plan to sell their house and their children. So the kids come up with a plan of their own. They decide to send their parents on a grand vacation around the world with such adventures as flying in a helicopter over a live volcano or kayaking down a crocodile-infested river. Their goal is ultimately to become worthy and winsome orphans. This makes an excellent chapter book read aloud at bedtime because each of the chapters ends with a cliffhanger. My favorite part of the book is the glossary at the end, which gives ridiculously hilarious definitions of words used throughout the book, like winsome and lugubrious and irascible, all kinds of fancy words. You can access this book on Libby and Hoopla, and it's also available as a downloadable. And it's also been recently made into a Netflix movie, and it is super cute. And the best part of all is there is a sequel coming out next week called The Willoughbys Return, and I can't wait to hear what happens to the family next. And that's all I have for you. How about Alyssa?
Okay, thank you very much, Beth. As Beth said, my name is Alyssa, and I am so excited to share my book with you. I know how hard it is to find a book for the whole family that all of your kids and even you will enjoy. But I think I found a book that my family will enjoy, and I hope yours will too. I chose to read The Fairy Tale Detectives. It is part of the Sisters Grimm series by Michael Buckley. And I really think my whole family will enjoy it. I have an 11-year-old son, and I have 2 daughters, ages 6 and 8. And we always struggle on agreeing what to watch and what to read, but we usually can agree on fairy tales. When they were younger, we would read the classic fairy tales, and we also watch the Disney movies. But now that they're older, I enjoy reading to them from the original tales, of Jacob and Wilhelm Grimm. Some of them are pretty gruesome, so I pick and choose, but we enjoy those fairy tales. And so when I saw this Fractured Fairy Tale series, I wanted to give it a shot, and I absolutely love it. It's a very fun story. It tells the story of 2 orphaned girls that are actually descendants of Wilhelm Grimm, and they're sent to live in a land, and there's a giant on the loose, and the giant's destroying the town, and the giant has taken their long-lost grandma hostage. So now they're on a mission to find the giant and rescue their grandma and save the town. And it's full of adventure, and it's also full of characters that we all know and love, like the 3 Little Pigs and Prince Charming, the Magic Mirror, Jack from Jack and the Giant Beanstalk, and even the Headless Horseman for all the Conner Prairie lovers out there. But it's a fun twist on the familiar that I think even the parents will enjoy. And it's in a series. So if you like this book, then there's 8 more like it. And I found mine on Hoopla, but it's also available on Libby as well as other books in this series. All right, up next, I'm going to pass you on to Hannah.
Hi, I'm Hannah. Today I'm going to share about the Zoey and Sassafras, a transitional chapter book series by Asia Citro. There are currently 8 books. The 8th one just came out last week in this easy to read fun series that includes magical animals, scientific reasoning, mystery, and adventure. In the first book of the series called dragons and marshmallows, Zoey, along with her cat Sassafras, find a glowing picture hidden in her mom's office, which soon leads to the discovery that magical animals come to her family's barn when they need help. While her mom's away at a conference, the magical doorbell goes off, alerting Zoey that a magical animal has arrived. What is wrong with this little dragon? Leave it to Zoey and Sassafras to use science experiments and her special thinking goggles to discover what this little dragon needs. The series incorporates short, intriguing chapters and illustrations throughout, making it a fun read aloud, especially for young ones on up to 3rd grade, as well as those who enjoy fantasy and animals. And you can find these books through our digital resources on Libby and Hoopla as ebooks today. So that's all I have today, and Holly will share her book next.
Thanks, Hannah. I have a book for a little bit older kids, 8 to 12-year-olds. I will tell you this was my favorite book of the last 3 years. It's called The Season of Styx, Malone. Can you see that? I don't know. No, probably not. It's got a great cover, and I'm not doing a good job of showing it. Sorry. There's Seasons of Styx, Malone. It's for 8 to 12-year-olds, I would say. It is full of warmth and fun, and there's some heartbreaking parts, but it all ends up okay. There are 2 brothers, Caleb and Bobby Jean. They are 10 and 11, and they live in the country in Sutton, Indiana, which is not a real place, but it's out in the country, and they long for adventure. One of their big dreams is to go to the Children's Museum in Indianapolis, but their dad is pretty overprotective, and he says, we have everything we need right here in the country in Sutton. They run into a wily, slick, cool guy named Styx, a 16-year-old, in their woods one day when they're going to hide a bag of fireworks. He is so cool and charismatic, and he convinces them that they can trade up an escalator trade, eventually trading that bag of fireworks to get a moped that can foster all sorts of adventures. So I love the characters in this book. The 2 brothers are really different, and they get on each other's nerves sometimes, but they love each other and they support each other. Styx is amazing, and your heart goes out to him. He's a foster child and has been bounced from foster home to foster home. There's a bully who loves babies for some reason. And the parents, they have realistic flaws, but they're wonderful parents. So I will tell you that Common Sense Media suggests, it gave it 5 stars, which is kind of hard to happen, even though there's some hard themes there. There's friendship and betrayal and trust and rebellion in there, but they deal with it well. I will say Common Sense Media says that parents should be prepared to talk about peer pressure, how to make good choices, standing up to friends, and foster care. A boy is injured in an accident with some blood described, but he ends up okay. If you liked Ghost by Jason Reynolds, or any of Jason Reynolds' books, or books by John David Anderson, I think you would really like this one. You can get it on Libby, both the ebook and the downloadable audiobook. And I listened to it, and I highly recommend that if your family is big on listening to audiobooks together. So thanks, Catherine. Let's hear about what you have to share.
Thank you all so much. Those were fantastic recommendations for a really wide variety of ages there. I just read It's My Tree by Olivier Tallec. And my daughter, who is 6, loved this. It's about a squirrel who decides to keep everyone else in the forest away from its favorite tree. It's my tree. This is my pine cone. So if you have somebody in your house who's going through that mine phase, and you're maybe having some sibling rivalry, I can't talk today. This book is great for you. This is about a squirrel who creates a plan to keep that tree his and his alone, but it's not the best thought out plan in the world. He really is a squirrel who has FOMO, fear of missing out on everything. So here, world-renowned author-illustrator Olivier Tallec has created a simple, funny story. If you have someone in your family who just loves animals or talking animals, this is also a great choice. The bright, crisp photos, the illustrations in this book, the orange and yellow warm tones are perfect for a fall read aloud, even outside as a family. And Alyssa also suggested a great idea with this one, that you could even airplay this to your TV to make it easier to read this picture book as a family. So It's My Tree by Olivier Tallec is available as an ebook for free with no waiting, no holds at any time in our Hoopla digital collection. And thank you again to Beth and to Alyssa and Hannah and Holly for their fantastic recommendations. And remember, if you're looking for your next great book, you can still pick up curbside materials at the library's Joyce Winter West branch, while the library is closed at its main location during its move to its temporary Merchant Square location. Happy family reading, and we'll see you all again soon. Bye!